What is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Podcast coming at you with another episode of the Midtown Brigade Weekly Recap Fantasy Football League, the greatest fantasy football league. Took a big L last week. Close game. 134 to 95, 126 to 85. It was a complete last-minute shellacking here. I was down by a lot, man, but listen, I'm not going to spend too much time on these breakdowns this week because we got to take a look at the playoff picture with 4 games left in the season. And we are definitely, the heat is on. The heat is on. Right now, again, look, I was down big before Monday night. Vicious did what he was supposed to do. It was a big win for him because he was 4-5. I was 5-4. I needed to win to kind of separate myself a little bit from the 5-5 winners. But bottom line, it came down to Monday night. Vic was up like 40 points. Again, I had a pretty rough night, man. More like 50 points. Everett goes out on Sunday night, did not do great. Again, I had to pick up the Falcons defense, completely disappointed. Vic also had his own, Vicious had his own disappointment as well with Cooper Kupp getting hurt. And Miles Sanders, thank God he had a miserable game, but it was close. He beat me by 8 points. I almost pulled it off if it wasn't for the freaking Eagles' stupid mistakes with the fumble, that freaking 50-yard pass, man, that hit his receiver. There was a lot of shit going on, man, especially that penalty on Tyler Hadley. At the end of the day, Vicious did what he was supposed to do. Better man, better team. Man, with 4 games left, I just got to get them. It's destiny is controlled in my own hands by me winning every single game. It's going to be tough, but it is what it is. Team Broadway, man. Broadway 7-3, separating themselves, ready to make the playoffs. I think he might have made the playoffs already based on what's left. But 146 to 115, new era, might be eliminated already. But Mahomes, 43 points, 4 TDs. Jonathan Taylor finally woke up. Even Singletary, who's been having a mediocre season, 15 points. Kelsey and that Mahomes stack is ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. And look, with Taylor healthy and playing good, he has a decent team. He's definitely one of the contenders. New era, stick a fork in it, he's done. Barkley had a nice game, 24. It was one of his trades. Goodwin had a decent game as well. And Gibbs is doing what he's supposed to be doing, 14 points per game, but nothing exciting here. Team Broadway is a team to contend with, and whoever faces him is going to be tough. So, I mean, crap. Your boy has it really tough ahead of him. Next, we got Galamon on Wednesday, another 4-5 team who pulled a big dub, man. Again, you got to win, baby. You got to win. He's 5-5, actually outranked in points. Fields, 52 points. Great pickup. This is the guy that was struggling for a quarterback who I traded Russell Wilson to. And right now with Fields, man, money. McCaffrey, 17 points, 18 by Mostert. Even with the goose egg from Judy, couldn't mess with him. 39 points by Lamb. Waiver wire studs, really small outside chance of making the playoffs. But Tua been solid all year. Tyreek Hill. But that's it. That was just the bottom line. Again, destiny's on the hands of all these 5-5 teams. It's on their hands. Grey Goose, 4-6 is actually, let me see, I think Goose is back. He's on a 2-game winning streak. He does have 4-6, you have an outside shot of making this playoffs, man. And, Goose went against Maximus, who, Maximus, I think, had himself a 2-game losing streak here. He has a stud team to be struggling this much, but Goose over here pulling the dub. 124, all thanks to James Conner, 2nd game back, and of course, the truth, Justin Jefferson, who's built different, 36 points. Again, Maximus team did not show up again for the 2nd consecutive week, but, another team that's really dangerous because, ATN, Allen, St. Brown, Kenneth Walker, there's a lot of talent here. Dalvin Cook, A.J. Dillon, he has so much weapons here, such a deep team that it's just a matter of time before he goes off. Team Brigade finally loses his 2nd game of the season. Baby Bro came back at him. Both had really shitty teams, 89 to 111. It's one of those things, man, that the matchup worked well for Cruz, who had practically 70% of his team on bye. Mixon, Higgins, Burrow, Stevenson. These are all starters, all right? All starters and the Bengals defense. He had practically 80% of his team on bye. Still was able to manage 118 points. Good job beating the best team in the league. Again, at 7-3, right there with Broadway and Brigade, these 3 teams are really poised almost to make it to the playoffs without a problem. 166, higher scoring team. Was he the highest scoring team today? No, I think we had somebody to score more than Ninjas, right? No, Ninjas was the highest scoring team in the league this week, man. I missed Ninjas' recap. It was such shellacking that I missed the score. You know, he had a monster game by Christian Kirk, Diggs, Hodgkins. He has a really good team now. This team is coming together really nice. He's right now slapping Rico around 166. He's 1-1. I mean, he's been up and down, but he's definitely he got off hot. He went cold, and now he's kind of riding that ship. But he has a good team right now to make the stretch run to the playoffs. Anyway, let's go to the standings. This is where I want to focus today. So let's look at the 5-5 teams, right? Maximus, South Florida Spanish Ninja, and it's all going to be depending on points. Galamad on Wednesdays, Vicious, and myself. And when we look at the playoff bracket, if the season ended today, Brigade has to bye. Galamad makes it as the 5 seed because he has more points than me. He has more points than Vicious, and Maximus makes it as the 4 seed because of he has the higher amount of points. I am the number 7 seed if you look at this because of the amount of points I've scored and the head-to-head matchup. So this is pretty interesting. Right now, the only way I could secure myself, and I think everybody else was 5-5, was on the bubble, is to win outright. It's the only way you can control your own future. If I win every single game, I should be able to make the playoffs. Have to go 4-0, at worst 3-1 the remaining 4 games. Cannot leave it to chance because myself, and I think also in this book is Vicious, who have the least amount of points between Maximus, Galamad on Wednesday. Right now, the teams that have 5 wins altogether. Also, Great Goose is resurging 4-6. So is Rico 4-6. I mean, Ninjas as well is right there with that 5-5. So me and Ninjas out of the bubble because we have the least amount of points compared to Galamad, Maximus, and Team Vicious. But anything could happen. Anything could happen. It's whoever wins the last 4 games. Give you the express count here real quick. It's getting crazy. It's getting real, man. The league is on fire. I need to win outright. Got myself a matchup for next week with, let's take a look at the next week's matchup so we can close this out. Week 11, I'm going against Raider Warrior Studs. I'm hoping my players show up and his don't. So some bye weeks over here this week. Vicious and Team Brigade. I need Vicious to lose and Brigade to keep winning. New Era and South Florida Spanish Ninjas. Any of these two that I need, honestly, Ninjas to lose because he's 5-5. But Ninjas needs to win like anybody else. Rico and Grey Goose, one of these guys is going to get knocked out of the playoffs after next week. Maximus and Broadway, again, Broadway is 7-3, so for my sake, I need Maximus to lose. Galamad and Team Cruz, again, I need Galamad to lose. I need to win and all these guys to lose. And I know all these teams want me to lose and a lot of them, and the other guys are 5-5 to lose so they can win. It's going to be a dogfight. It's whoever wins their matchups, bottom line, gets the nod to the playoffs. Thank y'all for listening. This is the Week 10 recap from the greatest fantasy football league in the world, the Midtown Brigade. $1,200 is right there for the reach, and we are about to get it, baby. One of us is coming out with $1,200. Defending champ right here is not done yet. I am going strong, going forward. Let's get this paper. Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Podcast signing out. Peace.
Give it to me like